Morning, Eric. I love how all these damn tools just decide, oh, we're going to change your default things today. Morning, Eric. All righty. So the lag, I don't know if you guys ever noticed this or if you've done live streaming, but the lag between if you're streaming through Zoom, right, to get to YouTube, it is almost like 30 to 45 seconds. It's that significant. It's nuts. It's craziness. It's getting annoying. Anyway, my useless rant for the day. I'm sure I'll have many more. Let's see. Keep that open. Turn off the security things. Boom, boom, boom. Go on. Down. Good girl. There. Now we're all set. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more days till Christmas. Hopefully, you guys are all and gals are all up to speed on that madness that is the holiday. I like Christmas. I enjoy it. I like the Christmas lights and the shinies and all that. And so that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. It is my wife's and I's first Christmas without any kids. So both the boys are gone and living their lives and out of state, and so we won't have any kids here. It'll be just her and I. We're gonna go bowling and make homemade mac and cheese. That's gonna be our dinner. we're not doing any other stuff that we would normally do with the whole family's there. So that's good though. As always, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat if you're on the Zoom or in the chat if you're on the live and YouTube. And until then, I'll just blabble on until someone has anything to ask. Jeff, thanks for answering all my dumb questions in 2020. No such thing as dumb questions, Jeff. That's a lie. There's a lot of dumb questions, but still, I mean, if you don't ask them, you're never going to know, right? So I appreciate you being here and asking those questions, because without you, I couldn't have had a show. Let's see. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Let's see. Eric, who do you like to use to get new backlinks indexed by Google? Do you use? Yeah, Omega Indexer. I use Omega Indexer, Speed Indexer, VIP, Colinkery, Synbyte. What's the other ones? SERP Indexer, and Ted built in an indexer into Quora for like single URLs. He just used a bunch of accounts that are his. Used Google Indexing API. And the point of my big old list isn't to say, oh, pick one. It's to say, I use all of them. So if I'm trying to get something indexed, I submit them to all of them. If you depend on just one indexer, you're going to be sadly disappointed with your results. You need to use multiple methods of indexing. Speedlinks has worked well for me. Yep, Speedlinks VIP is actually pretty good. The normal one was okay, but the VIP I think had better results. So I just pay for the VIP. I'm not submitting all my backlinks like. Some of those turkeys will go out and get a GSA run or SEO autopilot run and try to submit every one of their backlinks and then cry about indexing because every one of their backlinks didn't work. Well, One, it's having all of those links indexed is it's pointless. At the end of the day, all you want is for Google to make it be aware that that link is there and to give you credit. Having your tiers, so you do tiers 1 through 5 or whatever, and having all of those indexed is more of a icing on the cake thing than it is a thing that I intentionally go for. I mean, you're not putting out the best content at that level anyway. So if Google chooses not to index it but gives you credit for it, then that's totally fine. It's acceptable. It's kind of the likely thing that you want, right? So hopefully that helps. I wanted to show off this thing. Which link metric? No, here we go. Authority hacker. Share the screen. It's a case study on authority hacker about link building. And I think it's relevant considering they just did another air quotes spam update that didn't really do much for spam, by the way, or paid links or any of that stuff. But that being said, some decent takeaways. Again, this is just a survey, 755 link builders, right? So here's one. 74% of link builders pay for links. I think that's probably higher than they really want to admit, right? You can get free links from outreach. Typically, kind of the numbers that I get for every 200 emails, I'll get like 10, which isn't bad, but those aren't like 10. Oh, these are the best links ever, and they're not significantly moving the needle. Those would be links that I would otherwise kind of probably get naturally if someone was looking for resources or stuff, right? And so, but the majority of links, typically good ones for tier 1, you're going to pay for. And then you're averaging right now, the average link cost is about $200 because webmasters figured out, just like everything else, that the more they charge for links, the more power their domains have, the more they can charge for links and the more money they can make. I mean, it's obvious capitalism at work, and it's great. But you got to kind of figure that stuff out. And they're saying the average cost for paid link is $83. I don't think that's accounting for quality. Again, high quality links that I would pay for are 200 and up. Those low quality ones, those work too. I don't know necessarily. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I would send those to money pages too. But you're just gonna need more of them. And that's just how that works out. And let's see, what else we got in here? When comparing those who pay for links to those who don't, if paying for links yields only an extra 2 links per month, I'm also going to call bullshit. I mean, if define paying for links, I think would have to be the first thing. And then if I just build links with XRumor, GSA, SEO Autopilot, RankerX, and those kind of link building tools, and I do it for myself, technically I could tell you, nope, I'm not buying links, but I am because I'm paying for all of those tools, right? So I'm paying for links. If you're using tools, though, you would actually be getting more links per month than if you're buying them because you only have so much budget. Let's see. In-house SEOs pay 75% more for links than niche site owners. I totally believe that. Those in-house guys not necessarily have a bigger budget. It's because they have people that they answer to, and they can't do like I could do or a niche site owner can do and roll the dice with the software or lower perceived lower value websites. Those guys are kind of stuck on metrics, so they need a metrics to justify the spend. And if they go after high DA sites, for example, they're going to have to spend more. So that one makes sense to me. Looking at all links when salaries are factored in, we found that experienced link builders can build links 41% cheaper. I think it's the negotiation skill in regards to that one. The more you're used to doing it, the more you can talk down to site owners. Not talk down, but you talk them down back into the realm of reality. If you're desperate or you're just new and you're just trying to get those links out, then yeah, you're more likely to say yes to higher prices. So I can see that one. It takes an average of 3.1 months to see the impact of a link on search ranking. Average, with very few saying it takes longer than 6 months or less than 1 month. Yeah. If you're buying links that take 3 months, then you're in trouble, especially if you're dealing with small business owners. They ain't here in 3 months. No, they ain't doing it. I mean, if you depending on your spend, I mean, some of my clients are spending $40,000 a month in backlinks. They ain't here in 3 months. They want to hear a month. Month is good. 3 weeks is kind of the average of what I look for when I'm building sets. So when I say I'm building sets, I'll build 10 backlinks to a page, see where it does after 3 weeks, and then I'll go do 10 more. And then I'll just rinse and repeat, and that'll knock me up until the top 3. Yeah, I don't know why it would take 3 months. 3 months to me is I bought the backlink. I didn't bother to get it indexed. I didn't build backlinks to the backlink, etc. And now I have to pay for 3 months of backlinks in order to start seeing link ranking improvements. That's what that tells me. They're just, 0 plus 0 equals 0. I've talked about this before. Guest posting is by far the most popular link building tactic. This is somewhat contradictory to the point that the same people said creating content and local assets is the most effective link building tactic. Yeah, basically what they're saying is that you actually going out and using guest posts is better than creating something like a fancy infographic and then assuming that people are magically going to come and find you. And that's kind of obvious, right? I would think it would be obvious anyway. Google had told us no follow is a hint, not a rule. Our participants would agree to 89.1% of listeners say no follow links have an impact on rankings. Yep. And you notice as link builders is saying that, you can go to a different type of like a SEO conference or whatever, or a group of SEOs and get a different perspective on that. And then be like, no, I think it would be a 50-50 fight. And depending on who's around, you're not going to get the true answer from people because they don't want to, rock the boat or whatever. But yeah, no follow is a hint. No follow. I've been ranking pages with just no follow links for quite some time. Even before it was officially declared a hint, Google was passing credit or giving credit to no follow links and ranking pages based on them. Looking for a way to boost your results. Link builders use social media to build 22% more links than those who don't. Link builders use social media. Link builders using social media build 22% more links than those who don't. I think that's really it's kind of advertising to me, right? I think that's how that reads. Let's go see what that stupid thing is. Average cost 87. Relevancy. 61% of link builders we surveyed were using social media for some of their outreach. Oh, that makes sense. Instead of just emailing, just do outreach via social. Yeah, that's smart. Makes total sense. 2/3 of respondents will think that links will be important in 5 years. Yep, that's true. This 33%, I mean, in my opinion, I hope that number gets bigger. Less impact, no impact. I hope those guys all get bigger. And I hope there's like 15% of us that say that bigger impact, and that we're all right and all these clowns are wrong. And we were kicking their asses. that's me. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see. Should have some questions now. There you go. Fearless Bulls. No. There you go. Mike Carson, what are your thoughts on the December link spam update? Didn't see anything out of it. There wasn't a significant drop or loss in a lot of websites that I saw. Client sites and just other sites that I have access to, I didn't see any significant drops, and knowing some of them are paying for backlinks, some of them are using private blog networks, some of them are using paid outreach, etc. I didn't see that it was significant for me. There are some reports out there that they had some luck, and then on the reverse of that, I've seen reports that software tools that even I wouldn't use on a money site, the links that those tools are creating are actually indexing now. So I don't know what they did with that link spam update, but it wasn't harmful for us at all. Fearless Bulls, what are the main problems that SEO? What are the main problems that SEO experts or clients get while doing SEO? What are the main problems a gardener has when they're planting a plant? It's kind of broad there. Fearless, you need to get a little bit more specific on that. That would be like a show topic. What are the main problems? Versus a Q&A thing. So refine that a little bit. Speed links. Speed links. Just Google speed links. Yeah, Google speed links. It's the number one search result for speed links. Eric. Tanya, how you doing again, Tanya? Let's see. Have you ever used links from English websites to improve ranking of foreign language websites? Any advice on linking and anchors? Yes, you can use foreign sites to promote English sites. You can use English sites to promote foreign sites, French sites, or Netherlands or whatever. You can totally do it. The language translated, I would stick to brands, and then do boosting with content that's in that foreign language using different anchors, versus trying to get too slick with the anchor text. But that's just as a rule anyway. But you can totally do it. Google there is some proximity there is some relevance there, etc. But at the end of the day, a web page is a web page, and they want to analyze it for the topics. And if you believe that Google is good at analyzing content and figuring out what you mean, then you'd have to understand that Google can at least figure out a little bit of basic translation stuff and work it that way too. So I think you'll be fine. How far from a site's main topic is acceptable? For example, if a site's main subject is SEO, would also writing about optimizing Amazon listings be too far? Nope. That's still good. If you have a site about SEO and then you all of a sudden start talking about Amazon marketing and the algorithm of Amazon and all that stuff, technically it is a search engine, but you might hurt yourself a little bit from the Google SEO or digital marketing or Bing SEO, that kind of stuff. But that's might is subjective, right? So I'm writing content on Amazon stuff and Amazon marketing because I have a digital marketing blog, and the SEO is part of digital marketing. So if I'm writing about have a digital marketing blog and then I write about SEO, it doesn't hurt the rest of my digital marketing stuff. And my rest of my digital marketing stuff doesn't hurt the SEO. Make sense? So it's kind of in line with what you're doing. Plus, Amazon is a search engine. It's a product search engine, but it's a search engine nonetheless. So Jeff, who do you think does the best link building course? I mean, without all the outreach madness, I don't think you can have a best link research course without talking about or best link building course without talking about outreach, without talking about blog comments, without talking about forums and authority profiles and web twos and PBNs. But if you want to focus just off of links like PBN stuff, really, I would check out Jerry West, and I will also check out Greg Morrison. Those would be the two. And Diggity's putting out some good stuff too. So he's a link seller, so take it for a grain of salt. Jerry West and Greg Morrison are not. Alex Nichols, I think as long as you can link without forcing. Yep. Sean Lewis, is building your own links with content and IFTT a good idea now? I wouldn't do it with IFTT anymore just because and I don't do it with IFTTT anymore, but just because I want to be able to boost my links. If I'm going to take the time to create a tier 1 link, I want to take the time to actually send some links to that and make it a little bit more valuable. And if you're doing it with the IFTTT model, you can't keep up. Well, you can, but you're going to spend a little bit of extra time, finding the links that it created, building links to those links, etc. Versus if you're doing it intentionally with the guest posting, a PBN, press releases, and all that, you get those reports right away. I think the IFTT is nice, like set and forget it. But at the end of the day, other than creating those websites to build your brand identity, I don't even do the IFTT hookup anymore. Any experience in the adult spaces? Everyone is doing links and only links. Is it then a game of who's bigger budget? Yep, it's exactly what it is in the adult space. Who's got the bigger budget? Who's going to spend more money? You want to look into that a little bit more. Look for like adultsearch.com. It's one of the sites I worked on. They're doing pretty damn good right now. So, but that's all. It's all backlinks, and it's not just building them, cross-linking, networking with their other people that have those adult sites, et cetera, et cetera. That's how you build those up. Plus, they have their own networks behind it. Plus, they have the tools and et cetera. So they're spending an ass ton of money to keep those sites up and to compete with each other. But on the flip side, they make an ass ton of money too, so it's worth it. Jeff Meakin, yep, Jerry West and Greg Morrison. Those are the exact two. Jerry is more on Facebook. Find him Facebook, and then he's got a site. I think it's jerrywest.com. And he offers some trainings every once in a while. And a lot of his stuff, you'll look at it and you're like, oh, it's a little bit older. I think he just did a recent one. He doesn't put out a whole lot, but the stuff that he does have out there is actually pretty good. Most of it is about PBNs, and Greg Morrison is mostly about PBNs too, in regards to link building. So those guys, I mean, Greg, he's got OMG and he's promoting gold, and they're making an ass ton of money promoting gold. And he's just doing it with PBNs and good standard on-page optimization. So, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of situation there, I would think. All right. Cool. think that's it for that one. I'll go back to blah blah about this. What else we got? Next article I found was this one. This which link metrics correlates with organic visibility. I read this and it's on Moz, so it clearly is going to be leaning towards Moz. So let's see. We scroll down here. Search volume, blah, blah, blah. Topical relevance has a positive correlation with organic visibility in all sectors. So how do you define topical relevance? I think is kind of where link relevance, topical relevance, topical link relevance. They're not saying where they're getting it. They're just saying it's there. Like, let me see if I can find the definition in this stupid thing. Most relevance is blah blah. Campaign related target keywords in it, main topics and research, blah blah blah. So count relevance, measure relevance, natural language understanding. There we go. So that's what I was looking for. See if it was in there and if they're accounting it. And they're using IBM Watsons to determine that. IBM Watson, in case you don't know, that it's the same as like the Google NLP API. It's just a different data set and et cetera, different technologies behind it. But you got, at the end of the day, it's working. And ClearScope, I talked about ClearScope a lot. They use IBM Watson in conjunction with Google NLP. It just kind of makes some better content. But when you're talking about topical relevance, you're talking about, is my site relevant? The guys at On Page AI, Eric Lantries and them, they had a concept, and I tested it when I heard about it. It was at not the last SEO Rockstars, the Rockstars before that. One of their members was building links based off of the NLP categories. And if you don't know what that is, we just kind of Google NLP API. So we come in and Google NLP API, and then you drop a piece of content inside of this little thing here, and you get categories. Where's the stupid demo? There you go. So we hit analyze, and you get these categories. Now, let's say in this example, Texas categories, internet telecom. The idea would be that I go and find other websites that are using this exact same category because that it is showing that it's topically relevant to internet and telecom. And I actually tested it. There's a couple problems with the on-page AI version when I did it. Is one, if you're building, let's say you're trying to build backlinks and you want to get 10 a month and you're going to use guest posting and stuff. You're going to go through 500, 1,000 websites to figure out which ones are in here, right? And so you burn a lot of those on-page AI credits. And I actually burned through all of them for the plan that I was on within like 10 minutes. So that is just not scalable. Let's throw this on its head, though. Remember how Google's doing this. It's reading the content and it's coming up with this. And it's giving you the list of words that is shaping that determination that is about internet and telecom. It's giving you the entities. So if you're using something like a phrase, for example, and you just get and build all these entities into it, what are you doing? You're shaping the categories. So you can use a tool like a S3 website generator or Web2s or Medium or PBNs and make articles that are shaped to this category and do that much faster and actually save shit ton of money compared to using an on-page AI tool or any of these other tools, because you're not testing 500 websites to find 10 backlinks. You're building 10 pieces of content shaped around this, using the entities and just making them yourself. So you're going to save a lot of money doing that. And that's where the relevancy of the content. So if I have a roofing site and an internet site, and I'm trying to rank an internet site, conceivably this would perform better than the one that's categorized as roofing. To me, a link is a link is a link, and I'm not going to get that narrowed down on it. But to me, it would make more sense. Plus, because it's a tier 1, I'm going to put my relevant anchors, and that's where I think the relevancy actually comes from. So it's sorted and categorized the internet and telecom. Google's not going to do that. It's not going to just review all 10,000 of them, sort them and categorize them, and then create 6 phases of Kevin Bacon with your backlinks. But they're going to use your anchor text, but it would look a little bit better and fit into this mold a little bit better if that category matched. So I've tested this again. I tested it with the on-page AI tool. Didn't have a whole lot of luck because I burned through all the credits, like I said, pretty damn fast. So, but building it the other way around and actually shaping these categories is a lot easier to do when you understand the way that LSI keywords. Oh, I know, I said it. LSI keywords, LSI, not latent semantic indexing, LSI keywords, related words that are found in content that is used to match up a topographical map of the content, which include entities, shape categories, shape your site's category, and then you can boost the relevance the deeper down this rabbit hole of entities that you go. Or the confidence. So that's how I suggest you go under that matter. Where else am I at? Oh, this is pretty interesting, though. At the end of the day, it seems pretty. Topical link relevance is the most correlating out of all of these. Domain authority, not so much. Unique link domains. I don't know. There's an argument before and against referring domain counts. But if you're following referring domains, you're boosting those up pretty fast, and you're using content that shapes that category, I think you're on the right track. That's what I'll be doing. All right, let's go back here. We got more questions. I'm reading, trying to see if I got. Oh, there you go. Sean, are PBNs always domains you own, or can they be web cheese? PBN it's a private blog network, is what the term stand for, right, Sean? So technically, a PBN could be whatever the hell you want it to be. It's you can do cloud sites, you can count your Google stacks if you're doing those, you can count all the web 2s and create this essentially network of all those sites. You don't have to have a PBNs of domains you own. In some ways, domains you own are a little bit easier because you can kill those off a whole lot faster than you can, like, say, a web 2 or whatever. But at the end of the day, a PBN is what you make of it. Ran, what do you think is better, long tail keyword or keyword cluster for H1? You're gonna have a hard time clustering keywords in H1. What I do is my primary word for that page is going into the H1 and the title. It's going to be the same. Unless I'm like in the title where I see Google is using, let's say, the H1 for the title tags, then I don't have to necessarily be the same, but the primary keyword will be in both of those. And then the H2s, H3s, H4s, and however long you want to go, those will carry my related terms, my related keywords. So that it works a little bit better for you. So if I was doing Google NLP API. That would be my H1. And then you can scroll down here, and here's all your H2s. NLP API, Python, the demo, free, documentation, pricing, entity extraction, natural language. If I was writing this article in Google NLP API, I would do entity extraction. No, actually, I would do cloud natural language API, entity extraction, pricing, demo it, and then maybe talk about Python if I'm feeling adventurous. And that's exactly how I get my H tags. It's just faster that way. Google's giving you this information, so use it. What else we got? There are many estimate your domain price services. You can get a free no-follow link from. You got to be careful with those because a lot of those services actually are parts of negative SEO networks. So I would not recommend that you go and create those. They'd be okay. Let's say if you have a list of them, you can add them to your disavow file and then go build the links to them. And if Google doesn't like a particular site, it'll filter it out. And if it does, it will just ignore your disavow file. That's kind of how I'd handle that. But I would only use those if like you're just trying to bury all your other stuff inside of a bunch of noise, like those Google redirects, HTTP meta refresh redirect files, URLs. There's like 300 or 400 of them. If you have ads and maps and images and all that stuff, and you just add your domain to it, and it creates these 301s. And people were using them and selling them to screw with Ahrefs UR and DR ranking. They're actually worth much more than that, but that's kind of where I would put those links, Tanya, that estimate your price links. I would put those in the same thing where you essentially you build them not expecting a whole lot, but you're just hiding the rest of your stuff in a whole bunch of noise. What else? Any other talks? Let's see. Stop here. Check the Zoom chat. Nothing in the Zoom chat. And the last thing I had, I wanted to show this. It's just a prompt that I found on that I just did it. I'm messing around with different prompts and playing with prompts. I'm actually going to think about writing a blog post about some different prompts and just make this a little bit more useful and reasonable. Remember, I don't think of AI as, I'm going to go out and write my articles with it. I have a method, and I'm learning a method and working with people that are learning methods to create articles from it. But I'll be the last person to jump on the bandwagon to build and populate money sites with this stuff. Not because I think it's bad. It's just, I mean, at the end of the day, nothing beats a good writer and nothing beats a good editor. But this is a great place to start. And I think that's where people would kind of benefit from if they don't look at like this is the Chat GPT or OpenAI or Jasper or any of those other tools as some kind of writing solution that's going to replace your writers. It is not. It doesn't take long for someone to figure out that the writer of a topic does not know what the hell they're talking about. And these tools require you at a minimum to have a good writer, not a standard writer, but a good writer or an editor go with this content. And then you have a fact checker behind it to make sure that some of it is true. But it's great to pop in ideas and to look for, you can do your keyword research in here a little bit. You can create with the right prompts, you can create topic clusters with this thing, and here you can map out the scope of an entire website. Top 20 topics to write about on the topic of digital marketing. That's what I wrote. And look, it gave me 20 things. And knowing what I know about digital marketing and marketing in general, every one of these is on point. So now I have, at the end of the day, I have a thing that I could pass and go, all right, search engines, the strategies and tactics, and I can create a content outline for that. PPC, I can create a content outline for that and build this down. And technically, I could do my editorial calendar for the entire year based off of these 20 things. And I didn't have to research that list. It seemed like the right thing to do, right? So you can actually do that for pretty much anything. Let's go dentistry. Let's see what it says. Topic is about dentistry. Here we go. Dental treatments, procedures, crowns, orthodontics, teeth straightening, pediatric dentists, dental emergencies, dental anxiety, dental implants, teeth whitening. I don't know if any of you have done dentistry stuff, but all this stuff looks right on point. Look, it's creating my top 20 things. And now I can create a content calendar for an entire year based off of this stuff. Right. So to me, that's where the real value of this chat GPT stuff is coming in. OpenAI, yeah, you can use OpenAI, the original version, and do some decent stuff with it. Create some good articles with it, etc. But and then the chat GPT is good for this. I also like doing little random questions like this, like what are some ways using different code languages to create a 301 redirect for a web page? And let's see what we get. This probably give us the definition. And here's some languages. Here's some different ways to do it. So you got Apache, change the htaccess file, Nginx, PHP, JavaScript, and then also I mean, and you can, there's more, right? There's HTTP, and then you can build upon this with some, you can say you can just use this plugin and all the code's taken care of for you. You don't need to be a super nerd, etc. But now I don't have a full article, but I have code examples and I can start and create a full article off of this, right? Let's see, I'll use what common HTML, what are we going to call it? What common HTML styles result in text not being displayed on a web browser? Let's see if it comes up with anything in here. We can play with more styles, right? Like you have display none, etc. Why don't we use HTML styles? I don't want to use CSS. Let's see if it does it. Yeah, there's one. Visibility hidden. There's another one. Not many people use that one. Opacity 0. That's interesting. What do you do with that? Maybe images. If you want to hide a whole bunch of images, you can use opacity 0, font size 0. I think font size is a CSS kind of thing, and Google's confined font size. So I'd be careful using that one. But opacity, I haven't even thought about. That would be really good if you're trying to like hide a whole bunch of images. Like, let's say you're using Core and it gives you some crazy number, like add 50 images. Well, if especially you're local, that if you have 50 images, it's probably because you're competing against the Yelp listing that has a crap ton of images for each of the things in that space, right? Let's say you just want to go try it out and test it. Opacity is 0. That kind of makes sense to go and do it. Fully visible and not on the page. That'd be interesting. And visibility, that seems like obvious. And display none, that's kind of the one that I use all the time. So as you can see here, just these small examples, this is how I'm using GPT. This is how I'm playing with it. And this is how I'm learning from it. In particular, this code stuff. I mean, I like to do this. Like, right, what is the one I did earlier? It should be up here still. There you go. Write a Python script that creates a topographical map of the given country. So I imported the Folium and then figured this out and then said, hey, Folium, create this map. And here's the layer. And then it'll display the map. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome, right? So I can get Python to do this using this script, create unique images off of topographical maps. And I can probably get a little bit topographical map with each elevation line in different colors, gradiating from lowest to highest using lightest to darkest colors or something to that effect and make it colorful. And using Python to do that. Or write a Python script that scrapes the top 10 Google search results. Simple, easy script, right? It's just like automated thing that you're going to do. You're going to scrape top 10 search results and say you're doing some link building. You want to outreach to them. I probably should get this content will violate if you believe this is there. Yeah, because I wrote it to scrape the search results. So beautiful soup, if you don't know, that's usually what, if you're going to deal with Python and search results, you need beautiful soup. So it's on a point because you know that now, if you didn't before, you know that you need beautiful soup. So it's actually filling it out. Here's a search term. It's getting the results. It's parsing the results from the URL. It's scraping them. It's building a list, and then it's putting that list inside of a text file. Pretty awesome, right? So now you can learn aspects of Python for SEO instead of just reading about them in SEO blogs. You can learn a little bit about doing it and use your imagination how you can use Python to go a little bit better. Another one, write a JavaScript code that displays content from one website onto another. So I'm not talking about an embed code. There's actually a way to use JavaScript, and I don't know JavaScript. But there's actually a way to use JavaScript to write a piece of content or take a piece of content from one website and get it to publish on another website. And you can see it right here. Here it is, it's writing. It's figured it out. Uh, there you go. What I like is not only is it figured it out and it's written the code, and I can just actually go in there and do a replace if I wanted to and pop it in, but it's also giving me the information that I need to, like, how does this thing work and why is it working like that? So here's my container, and then it's fetching this other website, and then it's grabbing it and then it's posting it in the container. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? And I would not have figured that out on my own. It's just the way that I learn. I see this and then that explanation, and then I could take it and go try it out and be like, oh, that's awesome. And I can learn these little pieces together, and I have to learn little pieces of chunks of parts of things in order to grasp a full concept. So when I got my business intelligence degree, you're talking about visualizations and databases and tables and SQLs and all this other fucking noise that when I first started, I didn't get it. But as I was going through my master's program, it was busted into 12-month segments. So I learned each of those month segments, and then I got the entire picture at the end of it when I was writing my thesis. And that's how I learn. So this is perfect for me when I'm trying to learn code. So I can do this with Python. I can do it with JavaScript. I have not tried it with Java. But I think if I get the fundamentals of JavaScript down, I can transfer. And Python, I can pick up Java a little bit faster than I currently am. So again, this is really cool. Hopefully you guys are leveraging this and thinking about it beyond, I want to write content. This thing is so much smarter than that. So, all right, let's see. If a domain, this is from Tanya or Julie, get daily links from them. Yeah. Tanya, if a domain has 0 incoming links but is ranking for many keywords, would you say this domain has link juice to pass? First off, a domain that won't rank that has 0 links. I can guarantee you that there are links there somewhere. It's unless it's useless keywords that no one searches for, it's not going to rank without backlinks. Is there inherent link juice? I don't know. I'll be the first one to tell you that there's no fucking way that an SEO can tell you how much link juice is passed from one link to another, unless you are betting an engineer over on the Google search team, the actual people that code the search algorithm. You're never going to know that. And I doubt that there's more than probably a handful of people at Google that understand what or how the link juice is passed. So anyone that tells you that, oh, you're going to get like 50% of the link juice, you can just throw anything that they say right out in the trash, because there is absolutely zero way to measure how much link juice a link gives you. So, but if you have a domain, mass sites are really good at this. It's a mass site. You create a long tail keywords, and you build a whole bunch of pages, and then you can rank for a whole bunch of pages. You're not going to get a lot of traffic, but you're going to rank for pages because they're a long tail and there's easy words and no competition. The new Google will kick those pages out eventually. That's why you see a lot of my mass site, and I had a whole bunch of pages indexed, and then now they're all falling out, and I don't know what's going on. It's because there's no backlinks. And Google, that's an easy way to get rid of trash, right? So if you're not building links to all of your pages and you see pages falling out of the index, the number one first place you should go is, did I build links to them? And if the answer is no, then build links to them, and it's probably going to come back. Can I recommend a WordPress code box? You're talking about like if you want to write like a schema thing, right? You want to do a schema, and then you want to put that code on your page, for example, or Python or JavaScript or whatever. So there's one that I have on Digital Ear. I get to do the name of it. I got to sign into that. that I use. I have Oxygen, and then I just use it on Digital Ear because it's nicer. Just kind of works. It's called Code Snippets. I don't know why I couldn't remember that name. And they have a pro version too. I'm not using the pro version though. I'm using the normal one. Right here. Code Snippets. Ooh, it's Black Friday sale. 40% off Code Snippets Pro. Let's see what comes with full featured CSS and JavaScript snippets integrated given wearing an Elementor. Let's see. 200 websites. This is the one I use. Let's see what else we get here. Source code, Elementor widgets. I guess that's good if you're using Elementor. Run your code snippets where you want to do the word. That's interesting. WordPress block editor, full code editor, highlighter, and linting. That would be pretty cool. Basically, just so you can double check and make sure you're not screwing stuff up. I write everything in Sublime. Am I saying it right? Hold on. Yeah, Sublime Text, and especially my schema, and it's got a highlighter and code linting for error checking, so that's really helpful. So, staging, that's gay. Third-party features, yeah, who cares? This is dumb. Like, why do you have to be pro to get support? Well, it's not dumb. Let's put it this way. I think it's weird. Like tickets, customer support. Yeah, I can see it because it costs money. So I take it back. Cloud snippets. I don't know what cloud snippets are. Automate snippet creation activation. I bet you this is so that you create a snippet on your on your site, and then you can upload it to the cloud and then use that in other places. That'd be pretty cool. Full function stuff. More Elementor stuff. PHP. Styling. This is kind of where I picked this one, is because it fit the styling of my website and I can change more stuff. But I'm not really a good CSS guy. So when I say, I can, my dev will fix it. But, yeah, but look at this one. Again, that's the one that I use. Hopefully that helped. Thanks a lot, Sean. Appreciate you. I need more viewers. You know what I mean? So like Craig Campbell, I think we talked about this before. Craig Campbell he's getting a lot of them. Not all of them are real. I mean, and he'll be the first one to he gets a lot of viewers. I would like to get more, but I don't pimp the show all that much, right? So you don't get on Facebook and see me talking about the show very much anymore, etc. I think I want to try. I don't do YouTube ads. The last time I've done YouTube ads, it used to be that display bar that showed on the bottom of the screen. You know what I'm talking about? So you get that dual display in that 780 by 40 whatever banner. I used to do those, and what I would do is I would run them to a landing page, but I would bid on some absurd keyword that just had a lot of views, but the click-through rate was crap. So like auto insurance, for example, and I would drop ads to my SEO stuff on there, and I would pay pennies for clicks because and I would get a decent amount of clicks doing that. And I miss those little display things now. Everyone's doing the YouTube video ads. I don't know how many people actually see them anymore. I'm sure a lot of people see them. Like I have premium, so I don't see any ads, but I think that would be something interesting to do for this show, just to build it up and get some more people watching it. Um, I think it would be awesome. I mean, I'm doing fine now. At the end of the day, I'm not making gajillions of dollars off of it. It'd be nice if I got some more coffee money off of it. uh, but I get to help people too, so the dual benefits. Alrighty, cool. Well, that was an hour. Oh, here we go. There's one. Could you collab with someone with a lot of subscribers? I know. I kind of do. Like I was on with Ted, right? SEO, this SEO Fight Club. He's got like 6,000 subscribers. Um, didn't really pay off too much. I was doing a lot of shows, the SEO video show, for example, with Dre. I was trying to outreach to podcast people, etc., and that kind of works a little bit, but it's really, really time consuming. But it also works. Like, I got a couple clients when I did the SEO video show. I got, every time I do a podcast or something like that, I'll get a client, or I'll pick up a couple subscribers because they learn about the show and stuff. So but yeah, that makes sense. I probably should do some more of that, Sean, just so I can get out and kind of spread my wings a little bit, you know what I mean? And not be again, you guys are awesome, but I don't want to just talk to the same audience over and over and over again. I want to bring new people into the fold, because as new people come into the fold, we can actually turn this into a community, and you guys can meet new people and help each other out and stuff like that. And that would be the ultimate success for me. So I have a large community of people who come together in a centralized point and just help each other. And I'm not saying give secrets, because frankly, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I am tired of going into groups and hearing people give that whole help. You should help people and provide your information and do it for free for the benefit of helping each other. Damn that. We're capitalists, we're marketers, and at the end of the day, we got to make money. But if it's a mutual thing where people are actually legitimately helping each other, Sean is helping Rand is helping Stefan's helping Tanya, and Tanya's helping Sean, it all works out for everybody. And that's what a real mastermind is. And I think that that's the value of the audience that I'm trying to bring in. I want to get some more people in there. Thank you, Sean. He says he's going to mention my channel in a couple of Facebook groups. I appreciate it. And then Rand, thank you for sharing your SEO knowledge. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rand. Autry, I'm new. Every time I've heard you resonated. Appreciate learning about digital ear. Thank you, Autry. Appreciate it. Okay, so with that, it has been an hour. I hope you guys, I will be on the day after Christmas, but I won't see you before Christmas because that's Sunday. So I wish you all a very Merry Christmas, whether you're spending it with your family or alone or just one significant other like I am. Enjoy it and take some time to yourselves and take a deep breath and look back a little bit on the year. Some of it may have been shitty, some of it may have been awesome, and then move forward and hope 2023 we all kill it.